Hey, welcome back to my channel, y'all. I'm here to go over The Landlord, another movie on Tubi. Now, this isn't a Tubi original, but this is Tubi tends to have like a lot of the same actors and actresses. So I'm assuming it's like they work for the studio or something. But anyway, so I'm like The Landlord. Okay, so this is gonna be another one of those, suspense thrillers. I love a suspense thriller. Um, no matter how long, short the movie. So this woman who is a writer, a fellow writer, she has this crazy arrangement, which in this economy, I kind of get it, but it's still crazy. So her and her ex-boyfriend live together, and he brings different women to the house, has sex with them all loud, like, have some decorum. But there's a lot of people living like that are, it's like, man, this rent is 2,500. I can't pay it by myself. You can't pay it by yourself. We're gonna have to just deal with each other until we can save up and move out. So my heart goes out to anybody in that situation. I know that's hard. So she's like, this is the thing. I think she was trying to deal with it, but the girl he bought over, she was funking up the bathroom. Which, look, when you gotta go, you gotta go. But I get it. It's like you came over here, funked up the bathroom. She used her toothbrush. That's just straight up nasty as hell. Why would you? I'd rather just walk around with stank breath and plaque on my teeth until I get a hold of my own toothbrush before I use somebody else's. That's nasty as hell. So she was like, I need a place. So she's out with her girls. They're talking in this coffee shop, chilling, and she's talking about how she needs a new place. So this lady who is wearing yellow from head to toe, it's like, oh, I have a place. It's only $500 a month. I think she said utilities paid for it. I was like, look, if it's too good to be true, it is. Now this is Detroit, but you can't even get a decent apartment in freaking Alabama for $500. I mean, and utilities paid too. I would have been like, no, that's a little too good of a deal. What's going on? Is it haunted? What's up? So she finds out what comes with that $500 rent is homegirl in the yellow popping up. She's just real needy and shit. And it's just, she is the landlord. And you know what? That's been one of my fears of renting a house because I don't care for apartments because of the simple fact that I don't like people on top of me, below me, next to me, all that. Like my current apartment, I literally have someone below me and someone above me. But that's what scares me because it's like let's say you rent out a duplex, the landlord, you have some landlords that really feel like they can come over. It's like, yeah, I understand this is your house, but if I signed a lease and I'm paying you, you cannot just pop up over here. What's up with that? So when she started doing that, I'm like, okay, she's the crazy lady. She's into some stuff. So the main character who is a writer, she's trying to get on with this magazine. I didn't know magazines were still a thing, but I guess if you're talking about online or e-magazine, but she was trying to get this package and the package disappeared from her place. And so she suspected it was Big Bird. That's what we're going to call her. That's what Homegirl called her, one of her friends. Now she meets Don Snipes' character, the light-skinned green-eyed bandit. And this is when I kind of felt like he was on some BS. They met, I think he was in a neighborhood. He was like an electrician. He offered to dim her lights so she can write with dimmer lights. They go out a few times. He blows up, gets mad at her because she didn't invite him in one time. Talking about some, you playing with my emotion. I says, you know what? I bet you he the one that's on some BS. I bet you it's him. But at that point, I was trying to put Big Bird in there. Where does she fit in? Where does Don Snipes' character fit in? Right. So when she accused Big Bird of taking the package, she was like, "No, I did," and I believed her. I said, "Man, I don't think she did it. I think it was that dude." Come to find out, it was that dude because he was trying to keep her from moving. Because if she took this job with this magazine, she was going to be moving out of Detroit, and he didn't want her to go with his crazy butt. So I'm like, okay. So usually with movies like this, there's an obvious twist that you get. Like I figured out early on that he was the one that stole the package off of her porch. But the secondary twist, after he sat there tied her up, he was like, "You remember this boy who was overweight, thick glasses, blah blah blah, in middle school or high school or something?" So basically, he had a crush on her back in the day. He'd been stalking her, like so that was a secondary thing, right? And I'm like, okay, I can kind of okay, I'll take it because sometimes when they do these secondary plot twists, I'm like, it depends. Like sometimes it's like, but it's like, okay, I'll work with it. Now the twist that kind of left me like, what was that about? Okay, you know the coffee shop they were at, right? I'm assuming y'all watched this already. You know I like to kind of go over the movie as I talk about it. So she patronized this coffee shop a lot. So the owner of it, she knew him, cool with him. And when she was finally moving out of her place, she saw a camera, but she didn't act like she was mad about it. So I didn't get that part, or maybe she didn't see it. But we find out that the coffee shop owner is the one who actually owns the house, and then the movie goes off with him laughing, looking to the camera, and then the credits roll. So my thing is, okay, was he a villain in this or what? Because he set up cameras in his house. He knew that she was there. Like, did he know the lady in the yellow? Like, basically, the lady in the yellow, Big Bird, she wasn't a villain. She was just needy as and lonely as hell and had real bad social skills. You know what she reminded me of though? It was funny when I was watching this because, okay, if you're a fan of the Parkers, there's this episode where this lady moves in and she's like friends with Nikki and she starts copying her, kind of like Single White Female movie if you ever seen it. She starts copying her, trying to have her life. And on the episode, she was like, "Oh yeah, my kindergarten teacher said that too before he took that nasty fall." Go ahead, go and watch that damn episode. That's what this lady reminded me of. She reminded me of that crazy lady on the Parkers on that episode that was trying to be Nikki and stuff. I'm like, oh my god. But we don't talk enough about how people that have social issues can't, like, the lady was just lonely, but she couldn't there's a certain way you have to move socially before people start calling you weird. And I've dealt with that myself. Not that I was like her. I'm not saying I was like her in any capacity. I'm just saying I know how it feels to not be naturally a social butterfly. It's work. You really have to work on it if it's not in your personality. But yeah, this is a good little film, you know. I was hoping Don Snipes' character was gonna be the good guy, but he was the villain in this again. But let me know what you think about The Landlord on Tubi. All right, shout out to my 192 subscribers. Shout out to the rest of you as well who are not subscribed, but you know you can hit that button for me. Peace and blessings to every last one of you watching. Until next time.